This is the Fuji X100VI and this is the Fuji X100V, X100V, and today I'm doing a no frills, no hype comparison between the two cameras. If you're looking to see the specs specifically that are different between each camera and if they actually matter, then you're gonna want to stick around. My name is Andrew, welcome to Lensrentals channel. We got Fuji's. So the very first setting that we need to talk about is the new video settings. They're improved, but they have me scratching my head because why does an everyday carry pocket camera need 6K video? I don't get it. But I will say the benefit in the new upgrades is in the image stabilization. That has always been an issue with the X100V. It's essential for the run and gun videographer and content creator. I personally love it. I like to handhold over using gimbals anyway. So that is a nice perk. This is my model for today. She is not paying attention. Maisie. Hi. Good girl. Come here. Another feature that I really enjoyed that's new in the camera is their tap to track autofocus. Now that is not specifically for video, but I do find it very valuable for video, especially because when I have trouble with the X100V and tried to film myself, there's no flip out screen. And so it is hard to know if I'm going to be in focus. So here's the thing. Hopefully the new eye detection autofocus machine learning whatever is that's in the camera is going to pick me up, because it's always been a challenge to film and talk to a camera like the X100V. The autofocus, the face tracking, the eye tracking isn't very good in my opinion. So they're trying to improve on this with their machine learning autofocus. That sounds wild. On top of tap to track, there's also something called machine learning autofocus, which I don't know what that is, but it seems to be maybe an AI or the sensor computing how to best focus. And I'm assuming that they'll update that with firmware updates. I don't know. So we're just gonna test this out to see if this works the same. This is with the X100V now, testing the autofocus. I'm the same distance away, the camera's in the same spot. I'm curious to see whether or not my face is in subject or not. Could have picked a better spot to stand, but this is all we're working with. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this looks in post. The next new feature that I really enjoyed was the new film simulations that are available with the X100VI. Now, these are specific to the X-T5 sensor, and that's why we differentiate between film emulations, simulations, and their sensor. So certain emulations that work on the X100V don't work with the X100F, and now with the X100VI, they don't work with the V. The thing that I'm curious about and I need to look into is whether or not the new simulations will transfer over to other cameras that use the X-T5 sensor. But regardless of whether or not they're going to become available, I did enjoy shooting with them, especially Reala Ace. That one just feels like the most film-esque look that Fuji has personally created. I've used plenty of other simulations you can get from Fuji X Weekly or other creators, but this one from Fuji feels really solid. The last major change in the X100VI is the megapixels and the sensor size. The X-T5 sensor that they put inside of the X100VI is really great, and the added 46 megapixels is phenomenal. Part of the challenge with shooting with a fixed lens camera like this is that there's certain areas that you just can't get close enough to. I only have so much range to zoom in on, and so the added megapixels should allow me to do that a little bit better. So I've talked about what is different, but what has stayed the same? Well, a few things that I find to be phenomenal are the built-in ND filter. That's a very high-level feature, and it's surprising that that's in these cameras. The other thing I'll say is the rangefinder is phenomenal. That is a great rangefinder. The thing about the X100 series that I really love is the hybrid viewfinder that they both have. Put your eye out to the viewfinder here and you can see the digital image. And if I tap over here on this little like windshield wiper little lever button, it will actually give me a few different options. It'll give me a natural live view, so nothing in front of the sensor, as well as a version where the image itself from the LCD viewfinder is in the bottom right hand corner, which is pretty nice. I actually think it's a phenomenal feature. Both cameras have it, and it's one of my favorite features when I'm out doing street photography. I'm trying to kind of get the fuller picture while also knowing what the image is going to look like. The thing that I've seen going around the internet is that people are worried that it's no longer made in Japan, like the X100V and the predecessors before that. This is the first V camera or Fuji camera that is now made in China, and I've seen people complaining about the build quality and other things I'm not going to get into, but I will say this: holding it in my hand, I didn't really notice much of a difference at all. It feels really good in the hand. It feels very similar to the X100V in hand. And I've put a lot of hours in with the X100V, so I'm pretty familiar with the camera, and the X106 feels just as good. I would recommend, if you're looking to try this camera out, to experience it, but maybe put it side by side with another camera. Nikon lovers usually don't like when I talk about Fuji, but I will say the Nikon ZF feels like a really great alternative to this camera. I do have a pre-order out for my personal inventory to have an X106, but I'm actually contemplating whether or not I should keep it or cancel it. This is the kind of camera that does remind you why you like to take photos and why you like to get out and just walk around and explore with your camera. That is undeniable. Hope that this was helpful. If you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe, be a part of our channel. If you want to get involved with our channel, I do post on our Instagram and other social media channels asking you questions about the cameras that I'm reviewing. What do you want to learn about? What do you want to see? So if you want to get involved that way, make sure to follow us across the board, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace.